I received the October security patch for my Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra on the right and for my Galaxy S24 Ultra on the left. So right now, those are the versions. On the S23 Ultra, I do have CXI4 security patch level from the 1st of October, and on my S24 Ultra, I do have AXI8 security patch level again from the 1st of October. The size is circa the same. But guys, what is inside those security patches? Also, how good are the animations, the battery life, the performance, and etc.? Let's find out in this video. When it comes down to security patches, these two sources work best all the time. So the first one is the Samsung Mobile Security Bulletin, and they're giving there plenty of information. You can even go month by month and browse it. And the one for October actually includes fixes on all these critical vulnerabilities. Of course, Samsung doesn't make these security updates. Those are all Google patches that are included into the latest Android Security Bulletin. So you can check this source here, and if you want to get really more details, you can also go and check the Android Security Bulletin for the October 2024. There are some vulnerabilities that are severe, there are some with less criticality, but all of them are here. You can check the severity type, you can also check what is affected, what not. So if you want to get a better understanding of really what has been patched, you can browse the Samsung Mobile Security and also the Android Security Bulletin for the current month. But there is something important you need to know. Let's go inside settings of both phones. Scroll down to security and privacy. All right. There's going to be something called updates. Inside updates, guys, always make sure to click here on the Google Play System update. Check for an update because these updates aren't applied automatically, okay? So you need to just check if there is a new update, download it, install it, and of course your phone is going to reboot. So what is the status right now? The security update on both the S24 Ultra and the S23 Ultra is indeed from the 1st of October, but the Google Play System update is an old one on both phones from the 1st of September. If you click here, you're gonna get redirected to the over-the-air updates, and then again your phone is gonna check and confirm if you have the latest update or not. In my case, again, this is the latest and greatest that I was able to get on my both phones. So now that's out of the picture, let's try to check some of that animations. By the way, if you're new to this and you don't know about the upcoming Home App 16 for hopefully One UI 7 and Android 15, you might want to check some of my previous videos. Apparently Samsung is going to try to change the animation game with providing a lot of customization options, but I'm going to stop here and just focus on the latest and greatest October firmware. I always start with this. Why? Well, in the past, Samsung had issues with this. I keep saying this in all of my videos. I probably will keep saying this until it really gets perfect everywhere. So right now we can see we have a very smooth and flawless animation. But when I turn the phone like this, sometimes that's not the case. All right, so this is the S23 Ultra. The first time was a struggle, maybe now a bit better. This is the S24 Ultra. Same thing here, guys. Like the first time this animation is performed, even see now the out animation was just even worse than on the S23 Ultra. But I think that at some point it stabilized and it's good enough. All right, what do you think, guys? This good enough for you or not? Now let's navigate to the phone. Okay, this is the Google Now. Sometimes the first time I do this, guys, it's not flawless, and I just hope that it's going to be flawless every time with One UI 7. Going to the right, not a problem at all. Here we do have the standard menu. If I go up, all right, one more time, we have the up drawer with the options to search inside, and this one works quite nice. If I go outside like this, we have the recents menu. Now I can close everything, boom, absolutely flawless and perfect. We can also probably try to open some folders, all right. I do use both phones, by the way, and I do have a very similar setup there. That allows me to really compare. Nothing in the recents menu. Now let's try to open some apps. All right, Telegram, smooth browsing, 120 Hertz. We can also go and open X. Pretty much the same going outside. Not an issue whatsoever. Okay, can open the camera. Let's go and choose the front camera. All right, hi there. Okay, going from video to photo. Pretty flawless on both of them. Those are the settings that I use for the camera assistant. The picture softening is set to medium on both phones. The auto lens switching is off. We do have also the quick tap shutter option and some other stuff. Now let's just try to open the camera again. I'm gonna go to 1x and just try to see. All right, shutter speed on all of them. You can see, by the way, the S24 Ultra is for sure quicker. All right, take a look here. S24 Ultra is able to just capture more photos for the same amount of time. I do believe so. It's not really that big, but in the end of the day, if this matters for you, it might be important. Now let's go inside the developer's options, and I'm going to activate something called show refresh rate. Why? Well, this is going to give me, guys, the refresh rate that is on the screen. And as you can see now, both phones operate at 24 Hertz. Now I'm going to use a double tap to lock the phones and enter the always on display 24 Hertz here, 24 Hertz here. And by the way, you can see this anti-reflective coating on the S24 Ultra. It's just so crazy. All right, if I tap them back, okay, we get to 96 on the lock screen for the S23 Ultra and 80 on the S24 Ultra. Now, boom, unlocking it. It's pretty much the same. But why did I enable the refresh rate? Let me share why. The moment I open Instagram, it's gonna be 120 everywhere, and I guess pretty smooth for scrolling. The issue that I do have, and most probably a lot of you, is the moment I invoke the viewfinder, not only in Instagram, in any other app. See here, guys, the moment I do so, we drop the refresh rate to 60 Hertz, and this animation is very bad for the first time at least. It's a bit more stable when you have to do it like a second time, right? Like right now, I think it's quite okay. When I go outside, sometimes there are also stutters and lags. Right now, I do believe that it's more or less okay. I can open it back on the viewfinder. We're gonna get 60 Hertz on the S24 Ultra and even dropping to 30 on the S23 Ultra. I'm not saying that it's a bug, this is not a bug, but I just wish that going from 120 Hertz to 60 refresh rate doesn't somehow impact also the animation, or at least the perception. This stutter is just very annoying. Let's go back inside the developer's options. I want to show you the memory allocation. So I'm using almost 8 gigabytes average memory for the last 3 hours on the S24 Ultra and almost 6 gigabytes average memory on the S23 Ultra. Right, you can also click here and this will show you a bit of a history, which apps consume what. And no surprise here, Android OS and One UI Home, System UI are just on top of this. Then you'll have anything else, okay? But just see here, guys, even this browsing isn't that sweet and smooth, and we anyway have 120 here. So for sure, there are some things that should be optimized. Let's check some versions. If I go inside the settings, right, and check the About home screen, the One UI Home on the S24 Ultra is version 15.5056. Same here on the S23 Ultra. But it could be a bit different for you because at some point I was installing One UI 6.1.1 Home UI versions here on the S23 Ultra just to try to get that sweet animations. Now let's do some further tests. I want to open the Edge panel, okay, and I want to start this combination of an application. So in this case, it's going to be Telegram and X. What I can do here on the S23 Ultra, I can do the same. So I'm just gonna hold the Telegram up here, put it on top, and here, guys, I'm gonna choose X. This is also a way for you to do it. So now pretty much have the same. Okay, you can resize any app you want. Okay, you can also change the positions. All right, and it works quite nice. So let's say right now I want to go 100% X here, I can do so, and here I can do Telegram. Also, if you take it from here, you're going to be able to put it up in a pop-up window, and you can do I think 5 of those. No lag whatsoever. You can still use your phone the way you do. And by the way, this is a very desktop-like experience. I like it. Now in One UI 7, we already know we're going to have large folders, medium, small, large, and medium, small pop-up folders. We're going to have this crazy animation, tweaking things like the Bezier curve, the interpolation and padding and stiffness and so many things, but this will have to wait until we reach One UI 7. Now let's try to do some animation testing on the S23 Ultra. All right, as you can see, it could be related to some timing, right? But I'm not capable to just start and stop this animation every time I want to do so. Let's do S24 Ultra. Maybe just a tiny bit quicker. Wow, the S23 Ultra like a champ. Let's try to do it here. Yeah. See, almost the same on both phones. Again, the S23 Ultra, although being 1 year older than the S24, is just absolutely a fantastic phone. When One UI 6.1.1 came for the first time on the S23 Ultra, we had this issue with zooming in more than 16x up to 19.9. It was really awful, so you had to go back inside the camera assistant and just switch off the scene optimizer. Luckily, I tested this in a separate video, so this issue doesn't appear. Some of you reported back to me under the comments that there are still some issues with 10X. I was not able to replicate it. So far, I do believe that it's quite stable, and now it's time to address the battery life, because a lot of people are asking, hey, what about the battery life? But we need to understand that battery life, it really depends on the user as well. It really depends on what you do, how you do it, and of course, it really depends on so many other factors. Are you inside, are you outside, connected to Wi-Fi, or maybe just mobile? Now guys, I've been using this October update already a few days on my S23 Ultra, and I have to tell you, it's not really the best. Usually I do follow the very same routine. I charge my phone overnight, I pick it up in the morning. If I use it actively, and when I say actively, I mean Wi-Fi, but then also outside on LTE or 4G plus, or even on 5G with a lot of cameras, when I'm back at home, I have to charge it again. So you can see my patterns. In some days, I'm even topping up my phone 3 times in 24 hours. Here, see again the same story. So I'm not able to just take the S24 Ultra 8 in the morning, 100%, and then still have 20% juice when I am back at home at 5 or 6 p.m., even 7, 8, 9 p.m. Never happens. I have to always charge it, top it up, and this is a bit frustrating. I don't have this statistic yet for the S23 Ultra because it's just freshly installed, but in general my perception is that I was getting a better battery life on the S23 Ultra like 1 year ago. The Gen 3 is really very powerful, but then you know it consumes a lot of power. This results into a lot of heat. This results into your screen dimming, and of course heat is also the enemy to battery, which means battery performance and also longevity of the SoC. So although the S24 Ultra having a bigger vapor chamber, still the results with the battery, with my experience, aren't the best. Let's go back inside the settings, scroll down to security and privacy here, and that's gonna be another thing called more security settings. These features are implemented by Google and they will just keep your phone more secure. You know, like safe browsing the web with different applications that apparently are auto supported. But remember, this is when you're using your phone, which means when your phone is with you, because the other feature is exactly what you probably think. It's called theft protection, right? And apparently Google implemented some nice tips and tricks for you to stay safe even when your phone is just removed from you by a thief, and of course lock your phone, erase your phone. You might want to check my dedicated video about this. There are some new cool tricks. I don't know if they really work. Some people already told me that they're not able to activate the offline device lock, but I do hope that sooner or later all of this is going to work great. Theft detection lock, offline device lock, we have the remote lock, and then of course we have the old and good find and erase your device. Now back on the home screen, let's open the weather. All right, a bit faster on this S24 Ultra one more time. Okay, now faster on the S23 Ultra, and now let's try to open the Spotify widget. Okay, I'm gonna close everything here as well. Spotify widget one more time. Okay, going outside. All right, this time it's okay. Now, yep, now also good. Why I'm doing this? Because sometimes when you hit it wrong, maybe here from the home, yep, see, it really closes abruptly. It doesn't look so good, and I don't think it's a widget issue from Samsung. I do believe it's more like something by design by Spotify, but I'm not sure about that. Right now I do believe that it works quite nicely. So guys, let me know if you have any feedback about the October patches. I'm gonna be still testing those phones until I get the November one, and if you like this video, you might want to check my specialized videos about camera comparison, animations, and more in-depth stuff. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Stay safe, VST over and bye.